everyone and welcome back to the next deck profile after a few months. My Gear Chronicle stuff from Astral Force has finally arrived, so we can do the next two gear decks in existence, which are Legend and Chronofang. I'm starting with presumably stronger build Chronofang first. I tried to make this deck as consistent as possible since we're only playing 4 grade 3s and the deck wants a lot of pieces. So let's get right into it. For starters, we're playing just Chrono Tiger to fit the theme. Let's put this little boy over here. Let's get to the grade zeros. This is pretty standard lineup. I'm going for an aggressive but standard build. So for drop PGs, for heal triggers and 8 crits in total. Because you're discarding and drawing a lot, more than 4 draws aren't necessary. You can try 5 if you want, but I even had games where I would deck out myself if I play against, for example, a Project Clan. So we want these crits to hit early and hit hard. Next up are the grade 1s. Let's get this out of the way. I'm playing one Zabala. His effect is you can discard a card as an act and then retire one of your opponent's rearguards. So this effect is not once per turn, so you can spam it and get to your 3 card or even 0 card hand if you so desire to hit your opponent hard with Chronofang Rebellion and get rid of the opponent's field in the meantime, or just kill annoying stuff and plus of Chron 2 with this card. So it's a one-off, but it's a pretty nice one. Next up are 4 quickie worker. Again, we're playing a Chronicle standard deck, so we want our grade 4s in the deck. And also the draw stuff. In the early game, you can throw like a grade 3 or grade 4 away, and then put it back in to have some kind of early rush. So that's pretty stable. Will probably always be because of the play style. Gear works in standard. Next up, we're playing 4 Stride Fodders for standard format. Just a grade 3 when retired. This card can be played less than 4 times, but I just wanted to have pretty stable build, so I don't have to throw more than 1 card away for my Stride because I already want a low hand for my attacks. Last but not least is Chronotooth Tiger, the best grade 1 in the whole deck. In the whole archetype right now in standard for Gear Chronicle. At the beginning of your turn, you can draw an extra card, and when he gets discarded by one of your effects during your turn, you can pay counterblast to call it in rest and draw a card. So you can just throw it away to pay for Chronofang, or you can throw it away for this guy, as I said, or if you have to throw it away with another grade 2 to Pseudo Stride, you can also use this effect. So pretty good. You draw a lot of cards, and when you write them first, you get just 1+1 for free. That's why it's like 5 to 6 euro a piece at the moment. Insanely good grade 1 card. To the grade 2s, we are playing 4 Nabus. She fits the playstyle of Rebellion perfectly. First of all, she's more guard restrictive, not with allowing only grade 0s to guard her. And we want to empty our hand and then get stuff back during the battle phase without paying counterblast. So she fits it perfectly, goes into soul, draws off a card. Perfect card for this kind of build. Next up is the Juice, the Cup. Like going with around 12 euro a piece, settled down from 20 euro a piece after the hype. The best grade 2 in the deck. He can be discarded as a grade 3 from hand for your Stride costs, which is the first time this happened, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the other effect is on Vanguard or Rearguard once per turn, pay a counterblast, discard any card. As I said, for example, discard Chronotooth to negate and even plus out of this. And your Vanguard gets +1 drive for the end of a turn. This is not a hard once per turn, just a normal once per turn. So if you have more than 1 Cup, feel free to use it twice or even more if you want to be fun in that way. So like quadruple drive risk with Chronofang or twin drive in the early game. Like I said, use this, discard any grade 3 or 4, put it back with this because you have 2 soul and just push for more damage. Or even when you have something in your drop zone, so you can use this and like have like this field with Twin Drive on turn 2. This is pretty good. Yeah. For double rare, I think the priciest double rare there is yet in standard format, which is not a perfect guard. So this will stay stable. I fear the day when the set is out of print and people are gonna looking for this guy. Next up for Chrono Bite Tiger. Yeah, this deck is not an SP because I'm not a big fan of Fang. My Jet will be an SP, but yeah. He's cool in the deck. He's discard a card, +1 crit, so he fits the playstyle. And when he's on Vanguard at the beginning of your right phase, you can draw a card, discard a card. So he works super good with Chronotooth. You're seeing a thing here. Chronotooth just has so much synergy with this deck. Also, you can give him +1 crit if you want. If you have like 4 cards in hand, just throw one away to get more effects of Rebellion and even more crit pressure. Works pretty well. Even though I have to say, the moment something better than one of these 3 cards comes up, he's probably the first one to leave the deck. So he's nice, but yeah, he's not the best, but he's nice for the deck. 2-hour grade 3s, which are only for Chronofang Tiger. He's in here because he gives Rebellion the extra drive and extra crit just for discarding 1, which is way faster than Mystery Flare is. So yeah, this is just Mystery Flare on steroids. Yeah, that's the whole effect. And of course, the Pseudo-Destroyed effect. And last but not least, we are playing for Chrono Tiger Rebellion. He has the effects of when he attacks and you have 5 or less cards in hand, you retire 2 of your opponent's front row rear guards. This won't focus. If you have 3 or less, your front row gets +10. And if you have 1 or less cards in hand, you turn all your cards in the damage zone face down. This means if you have no face up damage zone cards anyway, it still triggers. And he gets the effect that all your opponent's guards have -5, which is pretty strong. So your plan with this whole deck is mostly use the 3-card effect and in the end use a 1-card effect. Or even use it early on. So this is kind of a Force 2 deck because you go in early. What I like to do is if I didn't see any PGs in my opponent's drive checks, you can go Force 2 onto your Chronofang Rebellion. And then you have 2 crits and maybe 4 drive checks with Urkup. Yeah, just hit them hard. Or you put it on the side. And then you have this on the other side. So you have like a 3, all units in your front row have extra crit in your first turn. So you go 2, 4, 6. You can hold your opponent on 4 pretty nicely. And because of this 10k power, you have a lot of power. And because of you have a lot of drive checks, you will see some more triggers than others. So you have a lot of base power, which is why I say Force 2 is pretty nice in this deck. I think Force 1 is doable, but yeah, the numbers aren't big enough with Force 1 that they're unguardable, so they can just let them through or guard them easy. But with Force 2, they will get moments where they want to let them through. And if everything has a crit, so the moment you do your second turn, you have a field like these. Something like this, and your Vanguard always comes with a crit, so you do a lot of crit pressure early on, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is the Fang deck. Next up I will do the Mystery Flare deck, which is not that strong at the moment, but there will be a good grade 4 in next stage set, which I'm really hyped for. So yeah, look forward to this, have fun with this build. It's kind of expensive because of Chronotooth and Urkup, but it's worth it, I think. It's a good build, and gear gets only more support, so we'll see if this stays on top of the Gear Chronicle builds right now, or if next stage will overtake it. See you around and have fun.